second episode in this series, so if you haven't seen our first episode, please see the link below. Today, we will be working on letters that contain the C and I components, such as C, I, and A that we learned in our last episode. The first thing we're going to do is go over C, A, and I again to refresh our memories. To make the C, A, and I will make this my top line, this my middle line, and this my bottom line. So to start your C, you start just below the middle line, go up, round it down, and back up. For my I, I'm going to start right on the top line, come all the way down, flick it up, and dot it. For my A, I'm going to start with the same shape as the C, and then do an I that touches. Now, I didn't mention in my last video, but I should in this one, when you make letters such as A, you want to make sure that there is a small triangle on either side. You don't want that to just touch right at the bottom. You want it to come up and leave a triangle in between the lines. The next letter we will cover is D. The next letter we will cover is D. D is very similar to an A, but taller. So you start with your C shape, but this time you go to the top line. You start right on the top line, follow it down like an A, and curve it up. The next letter is G. G has a drop, which we discussed in our first video, and this is the first letter we're doing that contains one. For a G, you start again with the C shape. Start as though you're going to make an I, but go below to touch the fourth line, curve it, and bring it back up. Remember, a dip letter only goes to the fourth line below. So we have our top, middle, bottom, and drop. The next letter we will cover is Q. Q is also a drop letter. The Q is similar to our G. Start with the C shape. Start at the middle line. Go down, but only go halfway. And make a quick line up. Our next letter is the letter U. U is simply two letter I's that touch. U is very easy. You simply make two letter I's without dots. The next letters I will cover are V and W. I'll do them together because they're very similar. V does not contain the C or the I, but it does contain the other shape in a W. So we'll start with the V. You start on the middle line, go down like an I, but come all the way up and twist it. And to make a W, you simply start with an I and then connect it to a V. And the final letter that I'll cover today is X. There are two variations of X. One contains the letter C and one does not. The one that contains a C, you start just below the middle line and almost do a backward C. Then right next to it, do a forward C that touches it. The other variation of an X is to start below the line, go backwards like this, and do a straight line. Here is the completed line of letters. Now we have covered 10 letters. In our next episode, we will cover the rest of the half-height letters. Hope to see you next time on our next episode of Calligraphy with Bret.